Some of us began hustlers and began to realize, no, when I have to hustle, I have to lie. When I have to hustle, I have to oversell. Okay? We should be aiming to hit that sweet spot of value that makes not only the brand look good, but it makes the person feel good. The DNA is the memory bank and storehouse of information. It tells us who you are, why you are, and from where do you originate. The same applies to your brand and or your business. Yes, your brand's DNA is your message. It's your story. One that you've so elegantly put in an easy to understand way for us, the marketplace. So being clear on your brand's DNA is vital as you aim to cultivate the right products, because the right products is going to assist us in telling our brand story. So brand DNA is the first element in product development. The second and most important element in product development is, of course, categories. Yes, we got to know the categories that exist. We understand there are many different categories, okay, and many different brands have created many different products within them. But we also know that the most successful brands have created the most successful products because they know the categories. By knowing them, they were able to create the best products for their demographic. So let's go into a few of these categories so we can have a better understanding of what these categories may look like. The first and most important of these categories is services on the go. Yes, if you're in a service-based industry or if you have a service-based brand, it's imperative that you create services on the go. It's imperative that you operate with the mindset of the person abroad because they may need you, or even the traveler because they too may need the value that you offer. Okay, by having services on the go, you not only increase the value of your brand, but you also get to prove this value to the marketplace. Yes, you should already have condensed forms of your service. You should already have compact versions of your service without losing the integrity of your service. Yes, so services on the go is first on the list when we aim to cultivate the right products. The next one is self-servicing products. Yes, self-servicing products also matter. We should be creating products that also solve the problem in real time. Solve the problem in real time. We should be aiming to minimize the distance between the problem and the solution. Okay, so if you offer a service, understand that there are different ways to get to the same solution, to reach the same answer, utilizing tools, utilizing other things you may offer inside your service. Let's take them out. Okay, let's take them out and reframe them. Reframe them as self-servicing products. Okay, no matter what you offer. If you're a masseuse and you offer hand massages as your service, okay, is there other ways that we can receive this type of therapeutic environment on our own? Okay, are there massage balls you may offer? Okay, or are there handheld devices that I can receive some of those services on my own? Self-servicing products matter. It helps an individual feel independent, and independence help us feel valuable. Okay, and we aim to increase the value of anyone that enters our brand, that buys our products. Okay, so nevertheless, having self-servicing products matter. And this also leads us into the fun side of product creation. Yes, the fun side, because there is indeed some fun that come with product creation. We're gonna go into the first one first, the most fun one, which is merchandise. Who doesn't love to create merchandise? Who doesn't love to have a new shirt with your favorite slogan on it? Who doesn't love to have their favorite logo of their favorite store, their favorite brand they love to visit on their coffee mug or even on their pen? Yes, having merchandise is a great way to tell your story, but it's also a great way to build rapport. Yeah, we aim to build rapport. We aim to build a relationship with our demographic. This isn't just an exchange, okay? This is an introduction into our story, an introduction into our family. And also, we are being introduced into the families that we are walking our products into, okay? So having merchandise is a great way and also a fun way to spread your message. Okay, and it's also a great way to gift people. If you have merchandise, okay, it's a great way to lead people into your brand, to lead people into your services or maybe other things that you may offer. okay? Or maybe you have some residual clients. Maybe you have some returning clients who've been loyal to you for some time. Gifting them with merchandise will always serve your brand best, okay? By increasing the value of an individual, you increase the likelihood of your relationship maintaining its longevity, okay? So merchandise matter. We build in family with merchandise. You remember that? Yeah. And the last one I love is consumables and disposables. Yes, this category is my favorite. Why? Because you don't need to be a catering company. No, you don't need to be a food and beverage company to have consumables and disposables. Yep, we can walk right into your business no matter what you sell. Okay? We can walk right into your brand and have your mints. We can walk right into your brand and receive your chocolates. We can walk right into your brand, okay, and maybe buy a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, okay, that furthers your brand's message. Having consumables and disposables, again, is another way to build rapport, build a relationship with your marketplace. Because again, we are building relationships, okay? We are building relationships, but also, okay, you can also have these consumables and disposables as part of your product line. As long as they align, okay, with your brand's message, with your brand story, you can start filling up your inventory with a few consumables and disposables. And no, you don't have to be a food and beverage company or even a catering company to have consumables and disposables on your product line, in your inventory, in your arsenal, okay, of value that is. So think about consumables and disposables. So I'll go into a few examples of a few products that I placed in different categories, okay? And I'll start from the latter and work my way up to the previous. Consumables and disposables is the easy one for me. Yeah, see, because I aim to enrich minds, bodies, and spirits. So if I'm going to enrich those bodies, it's a great way and great time and opportunity for me to offer consumables and disposables. One of mine are my teas. Yes, I have a tea line called the Lakwames. Okay, I have 3 flavored teas: peace, power, and prosperity. Peace assists us with the mind. Okay, that's focus and clarity. Okay, power assists us with energy. Yeah, we're going to enrich that body and give us the energy that we need to maintain our performance. Okay, then we also have prosperity that deals with the detox. Just having these products, having these teas, helps me to spread my brand's message, also helps me to tell my brand's story. Okay, I also get to share my energy with the marketplace. Yes, that's a great example of consumables and disposables. I also have other products within these categories, such as services on the go. Okay, I offer books. Yup, self-help books. I have a few different books. The last one being Life on Purpose. Okay, giving us the meditative mindset of leadership and also sharing meditations that you can have on the go. And I also have self-servicing products. Yes, you remember the massage balls I mentioned earlier? Well, there are also something with a little bit more weight on it called Bolton balls. Okay, and when you have these balls, they get to balance the left and the right hemispheres of the mind, offering you clarity, okay? Giving your mind a rest that you may return back into the workplace, into the office with optimal performance, okay? So sometimes when you see people moving them balls in their hand, understand what they're doing with their mind. They're balancing their mind, okay? I also offer these so you can also cultivate a meditative experience on your own. Okay, my services may not always be there, but my products can be there. Okay, and nevertheless, they are great ways to also upsell into your services. Okay, having products is a great upsell, and an upsell that upsells itself. And yes, we love upsells that upsells themselves in the service-based industry. So that concludes the second element and leads us into the third and final element, which is pricing. And no, we can't operate with the mindset that my price is my price, because that isn't fair. That isn't fair. What if you try to charge me something that isn't worth what you charging me? Yeah, there must always be a balance of value and affordability. Of value and affordability. Okay? In fact, the value should always outweigh the price. A person should feel like they got not only more than what they paid for, but they also should be hitting that sweet spot where they feel like they got exactly what they paid for. Yup, exactly what you paid for feels like more. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Exactly what you paid for, receiving exactly what you paid for is gonna feel like you received more. You're gonna feel more valuable. You're gonna feel like you're an important person. Okay, so it's imperative that we balance value and affordability. Okay, this is easier when you think with a value mindset. How can I increase the value of a product? How can I make this $1,000 product, okay, be worth 100,000 and make a person feel like a millionaire when they receive it? Okay, and all of this be true. It's not being a hustle because no one likes to be hustled. Some of us began hustlers and began to realize, no, when I have to hustle, I have to lie. When I have to hustle, I have to oversell. Okay, we should be aiming to hit that sweet spot of value that makes not only the brand look good, but it makes the person feel good. That's that sweet spot of value. The sweet spot of value where a person can leave feeling like they paid exactly what they was asking for. Okay, they got exactly what they was asking for, and on top of that, they got a little more. They got a little more for making the right decisions. You want a person to feel like they made the right decisions by choosing your service. Okay, so yes, pricing matters. Pricing also determines what type of people you see. Okay, what type of tiers and hierarchy within the pricing demographic that you can go up and down. Okay, and what am I saying? I'm saying that pricing is going to determine what type of people you see, what type of mindsets they have. Do they have a poor mindset or do they have a rich mindset? Or are they thinking of enriching themselves? Okay, or are they thinking of only fueling one of their negative emotions? Okay, or feeling they're running away from? These are two different type of pricing modules. Okay, because if I'm aiming to enrich an individual, okay, if I'm aiming to offer value to an individual, then the prices must be according. Okay, if I'm going to go somewhere and feel like I'm receiving value and I work so hard for the coins that this value is going to cost, okay, you can't, it's going to feel like a hustle when you tell me, no, you don't need all of those coins. You can bring nearly nothing. You can bring $1 for something that is worth 1,000. You can bring, okay, when a person begin hearing this type of ebonics coming out of your brand, they're going to feel hustle. It's going to make them stray away. But when you begin to tell me, okay, that for this same dollar, I'm going to get about a $10 worth of value. Yeah, I'm going to get something great. Okay, I'm going to get my dollar's worth and more. Then it meets the demand. I hit that sweet spot that I aim to hit. So let's think about pricing seriously. Let's think about pricing with the mindset that we are attracting our own frequency. We are attracting our own self. Okay, so we can't think about this selfishly. Okay, we can't think about this trying to shoot low. We can't think about this trying to shoot too high. We must aim to hit that sweet spot. Okay, nevertheless, that concludes my 3 elements to product development. Again, the takeaway is brand DNA. Okay, and then the takeaway is also categories, and lastly, pricing. If this video helped you and your service and your brand, feel free to save this video and also share it with somebody that may need it in the future. Okay? And also join me for the next video in our series of product development. But until then, let's get rich.